ever since a year ago, I've been really down this path of like, how does Bobby become a business? And while working full time, still managing to do all these other things. And it's been incredible. It's been a journey, but I guess all that to say, like my goal really, if I had to like define it through the content, is helping people stay on track of their goals by optimizing their time. And Jeremy, how did I become such a master of time? From driving Uber. That's what taught me time management. Because any moment that I wasn't driving Uber, I was technically losing out on an opportunity to make money. So if someone is like, do you want to grab coffee Saturday at noon? My mind's processing, okay, so I got to drive to them 30 minutes, be with them for an hour, then leave for 30 minutes. When I was driving Uber, I was like, do I value this cup of coffee at $80? Because that's what I could be making driving Uber. So I started to become a time management master. And fast forward to today, that's what I attribute who I am and where I am, is because I've mastered time so much. And that's what I'm helping people do now.
Dude, I love that, man. That's such a powerful journey. And I love that it's all kind of rooted in that time management. Just because time is obviously like the one thing that everybody has the same amount of. And I mean, it's so cliche to say, but everybody's got 24 hours, but everybody has 24 hours. And I'm a big fan of like the idea that our lives are just a sum of all the decisions that we make. And I have to preface that with like, obviously people come from different circumstances. People are dealt better hands than others and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's like, our lives are just the decisions that we make and how we choose to spend our time, who we choose to spend our time with. I think some of it just comes down to time and the decisions that we make with our time.
Yeah, it really, like you hear the cliche that 24 hours in a day, but if you truly start to align your day with your priorities and things that matter most to you, and you hit the repeat button and you continue to do that consistently, you will be amazed at how much progress you're making. Because the only reason people are making progress in the parts of their life that they value and want the most is if they're honest with themselves, are they actually putting in the time that it takes? If not, there's your problem. And we're all impatient. We all want to be there sooner than later, but you only can control the present moment. You can only control the now. And when you accept that, you can really step in and start making those changes. Similar to what we were talking about earlier. You don't need an external environment to make the change. People wait until a new month, a new day, a new year. Screw all that shit. Let it be a decision, a moment where you decide, I want to change X about my life, and then go out and actually do that thing.
Do you think you have to be ready in that moment to make that decision, or you just have to just do it?
You don't have to be ready. You just have to be willing to commit to it, right? I've always been a big believer. You don't need to have the perfect blueprint to get started. Write the blueprint as you go. Trying to sit down and come up with like, all right, well, let's use running, as I know a big running audience. I want to run a marathon. So let me sit down and think about the next 6 months of what my running schedule looks like. And I've never ran 1 mile. That's overwhelming. You also have no context and understanding of like how much you should be running, how fast, when. You don't even know what shoes to wear. Like, don't overwhelm yourself with like what has yet to come. What should you focus on today? Putting on your shoes and going and running 1 mile. Great. Do that again tomorrow. Great. Do it again the day after that. Now 1 mile seems pretty easy. Let's amp it up to 2. Let's amp it up to 3. You don't need to have the perfect running shoes. You don't need the perfect running gear. You don't need the perfect running watch. You just need to get started to get that momentum going. So similarly, like you just have to start. That is the best way to get that momentum moving in the right direction.
Yeah, that's you hit it right on the head, I think. As somebody who optimizes their time, what does a day in the life of Bobby look like right now?
Yeah, it's pretty regimented, man. It's interesting. My Monday through Friday are regimented to a T. And then the weekends, I actually allow myself to flip that off and just like kind of be and flow and like try not to have an alarm clock on in the morning unless like I need to be somewhere, or don't make a to-do list, right? Like for the weekends, like I kind of just will flow and see where the day and the weekend takes me. So like most days I wake up at 5 a.m. First 2 hours of my day are just like self-care, working out, meditation, journaling, just priming my mind, body, and soul for the day ahead. And then I'd say anywhere between like 7:30, 8 a.m. my time till 6, I'm working. Balancing liquid IV with my own personal stuff. I eat the same meals at the same time every day. I go for a walk every day at noon, at 1. It really is habitual, and then I'm pretty set on like a hard stop at 6 the latest every day. And then the rest of the evening could be like tonight I'm going for a run with a buddy. Last night it was hanging out with my girlfriend, going to the dog park, and then watching Ted Lasso. Tomorrow will be, it's very similar. So everything is intentional. My time is very aligned with like what are my priorities. So for me, every day it's a little bit of my well-being. It is my creativity. It is my career at Liquid IV. It is my clients. It is life experiences, my girlfriend, family. Everything kind of gets mixed in. Like that's what the huge part of what I help people do within the one-on-one capacity is. There was a time in my life a few years ago where I didn't believe that you could live a balanced life while also striving and hitting your goals. I was burnt out and I just was working way too much. What I help clients do is recognize and realize you can have a little bit of everything. That's why you need to optimize your time. You're wasting time during the day doing X, Y, and Z. Well, what would happen if you changed that, got 3 hours back every day, and then could allocate that time towards life experiences, towards dating, towards the things that you value the most, but you're not carving out time for, right? So all that to say, not every day is perfect. And I'm not somebody that like by the minute, like as soon as we get off this call, I got to make lunch for 13 minutes. And then by the 14th minute, I need to go do this. It's not like that to the T, but it's still very much systemized where like I'm building in certain parts of my day to do certain things, because that's when I know like is when I'm going to be the most optimal to do those things.
One question I have for you, because I can almost guarantee somebody out there is thinking it right now, because I get it on every damn video I post on the internet. Must be nice to not have kids. How would you go about advising somebody who has kids that need to go to school in the morning? You got to pick them up from school. Maybe they have like practice in the afternoon or evening. What would you tell somebody like that if they want to optimize their time?
I don't have kids, right? But I want to challenge people that say that. If you're commenting and saying those types of things, you're almost being like resentful of your own reality, right? So like, don't make excuses for yourself. If you're saying, oh, it's because I have kids, get up earlier. Put the kids to bed, stay up later. Find a way to get in what you need. Once again, there are 24 hours in a day. If your 24 hours now is the responsibility of taking care of a child, that's your reality. You do what you need to do. That's why I've recognized I don't want kids in my life right now, because there's so many things that I want to do that I want to, when I do step into fatherhood, I want to be in a place where like I can fully give it my time and attention. And I'm not trying to get into whether you chose to have the kid or not, right? But I think just evaluate, where are you spending your time? Could you actually get up an hour early and have some stillness to yourself, or have time to yourself before your child woke up? There are ways to optimize your time better. I think you just need to ask yourself, where are you spending your time? Because I guarantee you those same people saying, try having kids, are wasting time watching Netflix, scrolling on TikTok, or during their working day, they are having 30-minute gaps where they're watching YouTube videos. I don't have any of that. That's why I optimize my time so much, is I'm not being pulled in the direction of where the world takes me. When my phone rings, I don't just answer it. When I have downtime, I'm not just like scrolling aimlessly. Being mindful and conscious of time is money. Where are you spending it? If I get a random phone call at 9 a.m. from a friend that I haven't talked to, it's in 6 months, I'm not picking up the phone. I have boundaries in my life because I'm focused on my business during those times. If my sister's calling me at 11 a.m., I'm not picking up because I'm working on my business. If she continuously calls me, yes, I will pick up. It's clear it's an emergency. But you, that person that is complaining, oh, we'll try having kids, I just think you're honestly just not taking control of your time and you're not taking on the responsibility to adjust and make it work. So
I love that.
It's on them. Like, you have to make it work. And yeah, it's just create the time. That's the other thing. Saying I don't have the time is really saying I don't value it enough. Because if you valued something enough, you would find a way to create the time for it.
That's beautiful, dude. That's a perfect answer. There's a Stoic quote along the lines of like, if it's humanly possible, you can do it. And I could go and find 1,000 people right now that have kids that are doing all this stuff that these people want to be doing, but instead they're making the excuses that they have kids and they can't do it. And again, people are probably going to say, well, it's easy for you to say because you don't have kids and you don't know from experience, but it is what it is. We'll let them think whatever they want.